हाय एवरीवन। सो आज हमारा जो करो करो थोड़ी साइकोलॉजी में हमारी कोई नई गेस्ट आएंगी। एंड आई वर्कड विद हर बिफोर एंड शी इज़ अमेजिंग। उनका नाम पूर्वजा है एंड शी इज़ द फाउंडर ऑफ ह्यूमंस ऑफ कैनाइंस एंड शी इज़ अ ब्रिलियंट डांस थेरेपिस्ट ऑल्सो। शी आई विल बी कॉलिंग हर टुडे एंड आज आपको एनिमल असिस्टेड थेरेपी के बारे में भी कुछ पता चलेगा. She's here and I'm going to connect her now. So, Purvaja, I'm going to be sending you a request. One second. Hi, Purvaja. How are you?
Hi.
Hey, I think you're wearing the Humans of Canines, a yellow, and I'm wearing mustard. That's nice. We actually paired it today, guys. So yeah.
That's a nice coincidence. And yellow is all about freshness and brightness. So
It
good.
is, it is, it is, it is. So Purvaja, it'll be nice if you could, although I did give a small introduction, but if you'd introduce yourself, that'll be really nice.
Sure. So, I'm Purvaja. I run an organization called Humans of Canines, and this started around 5 years ago when I became a dog trainer. How I became a dog trainer is a long story. Already, I was already a dog lover, animal lover. I feel that animals have a lot of therapeutic value. So,
Hmm.
though I did a lot of studying. I did like two masters, went to London to study, did everything that every typical, very educated person would do. And
Hmm.
eventually, after getting all those degrees, I felt there's something more that I connect with, which is dogs. And
Hmm.
I decided on starting a career in dog training and animal assisted therapy. So yeah, and that's Humans of Canines. And what do we do at Humans of Canines? Humans of Canines is an initiative that brings both pet parents and dogs together.
Hmm.
Better engagement with humans in different ways. One is, of course, dog training. The other thing is animal assisted therapy. I also do dance movement therapy sessions with a few people who require it. And yes, and it requires a lot of love, affection towards dogs. And that's the kind of initiative I've started, and it's doing well.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, as I told before, I worked with her and it's just really amazing. I think every session I got to attend, चाहे मैंने workshop attend की हो, चाहे मैंने experience किया हो while I was making a video, and चाहे मैंने इनको अपने group session में बुलाया हो, and I just gave her कि body positivity पे करना है, and she was able to come up with something so creative. So it's brilliant to work with Purvaja always. And Purvaja, before we go ahead, I'd like to acknowledge this one comment. I'm sorry अगर आपको लग रहा है guys कि हम अभी DMs को respond नहीं कर पा रहे, but we have more than like 300 or 400 DMs अभी, and it's very difficult. We don't also have an admin अभी इस वक्त, इसलिए I'm really sorry. और हम लाइव पूरा दिन जाते हैं, so I know that मैं अभी तुम्हें तीसरी बार दिख रही होंगी, but we also don't have hosts right now. So I'm really sorry, but hope we'll try our best कि अब सबको reply कर दें. Okay, so getting back. So we're gonna have certain discussions related to the topic of psychology. But before we go there, and I have though very important things to discuss with you. So first is it's a question, and that is कि if you had one superpower to you
Hmm.
and you could fight coronavirus, what superpower would that be?
Superpower to fight coronavirus. Wow.
Guys, if
Uh,
you want to answer, you also can. Hmm.
okay, superpower to fight coronavirus. I think the most I mean, of course, people are affected, and I know we are all really worried about it. But then, what is causing stress is the whole fear of getting it, or fear of your loved ones getting it.
Hmm.
So I think the superpower that I would want to possess is to help people get away from that stress, lead a bit more chilled out, so to say, have like a chilled out perspective to it rather than
Hmm.
be so fearful of it. So I wish I had
Yeah.
power, which I kind of do because I have dogs.
Yeah,
But,
I was about to say that.
but I wish I could de-stress people around the globe. I wish I
Hmm.
could do that. That's the superpower.
Oh, well, that's really nice, and she already has that power, guys. So I think you should make use of it if you would want to get in touch with her. Okay, that's nice. Two species is we have themes here on everyday basis. So today's theme is gratitude. So if you could enlist three things to me right now out loud, what would you be grateful for?
Um, I'm really, really grateful to all the doctors and all the medical
Hmm.
staff, the health workers who are working around us 24/7. We don't
Hmm.
know them personally, but the amount of work that they're doing, we're all aware of it, and I would say across the globe. So. Uh, would really, really like to thank them, and
Hmm.
I know it's their job, but how often do we take our jobs so seriously that we actually put ourselves at risk? We don't do
Yeah.
that. And, that job entails that sort of a I mean, they are in that sort of a position. So I
Hmm.
think I would like to thank all the health workers.
Huh.
Followed by I would really, really like to thank all the um, I mean, people who are working on ground, say the policemen, the people who are cleaning, the cleaning staff, everyone, the bankers, I mean, essential services, people who are running and constantly making sure that we get at least the bare minimum facilities that are required for us to
Hmm.
be
Hmm.
comfortable
Hmm. Hmm.
in our homes.
Yeah.
Would like to thank all of them. Um, and of course, because I'm Humans of Canines, I would really, really like to thank all the animals. One is, of course, your pets who are at home, who are giving you company, who are
Yeah.
keeping you high up in spirits, and
Yes.
you're spiritually, I mean, of course, that makes a lot of difference. And
Hmm.
also the animals in general around us. We read so much that we hear so many birds chirping, and that's also therapeutic. I mean, even sitting outside, just opening the window, we get to hear so many birds chirping,
Hmm.
so many
Hmm. Hmm.
news items about dolphins coming, uh, nilgais walking
Yeah.
the roads. I think I would like to thank nature for being there so pretty around us to keep
Yeah.
us going.
I mean, although the sad part is, which is true, we had to stop. Our lives had to just, calm down so that they could actually come out on the roads and have fun. So it's basically the other day, so another mental health professional, she said, ki now they're partying, it's their time to party. So let them. And that's the thing. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, Purja. So, we've been having these psychology sessions, everyday life sessions, jahan pe every alternate day we have sci-fi team, and they've been doing online counseling, and depending upon the topics also, we talk about it. Um, so gratitude is something that we'll do thoda ending mein, but before that, because you're an animal assisted therapist also, and we've had normal reviews and feedbacks and suggestions from therapists already कि
Right.
लॉकडाउन में कैसे डील करना है. So when it comes to animals per se, people with pets right now, and lockdown and COVID-19. So what are the things, important things on a very mental and emotional level that you'd want to talk about or suggest today?
Sure.
Yeah.
I know because I have clients who are contacting me who are very stressed out about certain things that have changed.
Yeah.
So they're used to a certain schedule, and suddenly everyone's schedule is going haywire. One, the dogs get to see you 24/7. Some of them enjoy it, some of them don't. Um,
Yeah.
the other thing is a lot of societies and colonies do not allow people to walk their dogs for a very long time. I mean, the walks have certainly become shorter. Um,
Hmm.
The other thing is, because the pets are home and you're constantly working, the pets are
Hmm.
hardly getting any mental and physical stimulation. So they are displaying a lot of behavioral issues. They're constantly barking, things are changing. So, before I give a very, say, animal assisted therapy sort of a perspective, or before I start giving a very technical point of view on this, I would like to say that, remember that the humans and pets are interconnected. And if you get stressed, constantly your dogs are reading your body language and they get stressed too. So it's very, very important, and vice versa. So it's very, very important that you help your dogs de-stress
Hmm.
by de-stressing yourselves. So that's one key takeaway, I think, that I mean, from this current situation, because I've
Hmm.
noticed the days when you get worked up, your dog is also behaving differently, because the dog is
Yeah.
constantly thinking, oh my God, what's happening to my parent? Why is my parent so stressed out? And the dogs are constantly reading your body language, your pulse rate, the way you're breathing. So please take out time, everyone, please take out time, 10 to 15 minutes to 20 minutes, to just de-stress, meditate, listen to music, or exercise. Do something that's helpful for you to be stressed,
Hmm.
so that your pets are stress free. Um, Coming to mental and physical engagement, yes, it's very, very important that you take out 15 to 20 minutes in the morning and in the evening where you engage with your dog. And when I say engage with your dog, it doesn't mean just cuddling and just petting your dog, but a constructive engagement where you channelize the dog's energy. What all can you do? You can do a lot of things, like you can scatter feed, which is throw some treats on the ground, ask your dog to kind of sniff and find those treats. So engage with your dogs where the dogs kind of get a job to do, so that they're mentally
Hmm.
more, right? So you do that. There are other activities that you can do where you're constantly playing with the dog, for physical as
Hmm.
well as mental and exercise. You throw a ball and ask your dog to go and get it for you, so you teach the dog to fetch. You can also do a lot of obedience training where you ask the dog to sit and stay. This is the right, correct time to train your dogs. You have time in your hands, so you can actually engage with your dogs a lot better. So I think
Hmm.
training dogs right now, engaging with them, is very, very important. And lastly, I would want to say that also give a time up, time off with your dogs, because what happens is, 21 days is a long time for your dog to get used to the fact that you're going to be there for your dog 24/7. However, after 21 days, or whenever the lockdown gets done, you are going to go out, you are going to be away, and a lot of dogs are going to develop something called separation anxiety, because they've not
Hmm.
been without you for a very long time. So try and give at least 1 to 2 hours to the dog to be by itself, and give a treat or something. Put your dog away from you, keep your dog away from you, so that the dog also knows to be without you. If you
Yeah.
these things, I think things are fine. Other than that, don't stress. That's all that I
Hmm.
could for pet owners at the moment. Yeah.
So, now that I was listening to you, क्योंकि अब हम lockdown में है, right? And is it possible कि there will be people, pet owners, जो अपने dogs के साथ relationship शायद establish नहीं कर पाए अभी तक? So they're there, they love the dogs, the dog loves them, the love is there, despite whatever, अगर नहीं भी इतनी attachment है, or they're not engaging daily. So my
Right.
question to you is, we've been talking about on our show कि अपनी family से bond करो, अपने आप से bond करो. And I think there's another thing which is because I also have a dog, right? And I've been so busy. I'll be honest about it. I've been so busy. But this is also relationship building, right? And it should have a psychological impact. So,
Absolutely, absolutely.
hmm,
One of the key aspects, I mean, one of the key aspects to developing that relationship is engaging constructively, which I just mentioned some time back. So what happens with pet owners is usually pet parents, the dog is walking around, you feed the dog, there's this monotonous lifestyle that you're leading, but then the dog is not engaging with you, doesn't look up to you for play. Or even if in, I mean, before the lockdown, when the dog would bring a toy to you and you're working on your laptop, you're like, Acha, go fetch. And then you're not connecting with the dog constantly. So what
Hmm.
happens? There's not even an eye contact in some cases. So this is the right time, yes, not just with your family, but I mean, I feel pets are a part of your family. So this is the right time to get to understand what your pet likes. Why not
Yeah.
21 day, what are the 21 things that my dog likes?
Yeah.
Every day discover new things that your dog likes, which you have never done probably before, you've never had the time. So and I totally understand, it's absolutely okay to not have had time, but now I think this is a good time to find out what your dog likes. Make a
Hmm.
list of things that your dog likes to eat. Make a list of things that your dog likes to play. Even in the toys, just keep a motivation level, like this is the least exciting, ball is the most exciting, so things like that. Try and get to know your dog better, because
Hmm.
dog is constantly trying to do that, trying to please you by
Yeah.
understanding what you like the most, so why
Hmm.
not in return.
So, question, like I'm very curious about it because my dog is really old. He's 12 years old. So, बिल्कुल ही बिल्कुल extremely lazy, and of course he's always he's a pug, ठीक है? तो वो पूरा टाइम बस पड़ा रहता है, if I have to say it like that. And even if I go, and वो बीच बीच में प्यार दिखाएगा, but then I try, but then of course because I somehow felt that I introspected because he's never seen me, उसके साथ इतने time तक, and 2 साल में I was staying separate also, and now that I'm here and I'm trying to build a relationship, so there are days he'd love me, but then I think maybe he's living in acceptance कि ये तो पता नहीं कभी भी जा सकती है, like that, as if he knows that he's not trying to be dependent on me
Hmm.
specifically. Do you think you
Okay.
can still break that? Because now I'm gonna be here.
Okay, one tendency that we all have is to humanize doggy emotions. The best part about dogs is they're not so complicated. Okay,
Hmm.
so we are constantly like, अरे ये ऐसे सोच रहा होगा, वो ऐसे करेगी, ऐसे. Your dogs are very
Yeah.
sorted, man. खाना दे रही है, खेल रही है, I'm happy. That's all that
Yeah.
they, and that's exactly what your pug wants. So you won't, I mean, your pug might be old, but then your pug is really happy with you being present there. And
Hmm.
probably your dog doesn't want anything more. Just your presence is good enough. So I
Yeah.
think he's getting what he wants, your presence, and there's nothing more or less to it.
Hmm.
And if you start engaging with him a little bit more when he wants like the cuddles and everything, and then you're petting your dog, it's good enough. He's asking for it, you give it to him, it's fine.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
उसके अंदर कॉन्स्पिरसी थियोरी नहीं चल रही, वो बहुत ही चिल्ड आउट बंदा है.
अच्छा, I think मैं आज ही अपने डॉग को जाके बोलूंगी, I'm so sorry for misunderstanding, and maybe I'm gonna start doing that. I'll actually do that. Up 21 days, you know what? I still can start today, and I think I'm still gonna have 21 days. I think we all can actually.
Well,
Um,
21 days is just a basis of starting anything, and you can
yeah,
continue it for lifetime. So I think
that's true.
good break to begin new things like everyone
Hmm.
else is. So even with your
Yeah.
pet, be starting new things.
I've been playing with my dog all the time. You guys have been talking. That's great. So
Yeah, good.
Mercy or Leo is also here. Would you
Yes.
like, so you would want to
Yes.
tell Murphy or Leo के बारे में so you guys
Oh,
can go and see the
I
page.
don't know if I can add another video, but Murphy Leo, okay, I will, if you follow my page, you'll see a lot of videos of a beagle and a golden retriever. Both the dogs are like
They're like,
adorable. Pet, yeah, I know.
yeah.
But both of them are also therapy dogs. I take
Hmm.
Murphy for a lot of animal assisted activities where we go and engage with school students. So he's been trained to do a lot of things like he loves kids first of all. So
Hmm.
he can count, so on command. So he teaches a lot of fun stuff to children. He does like fun tricks, and a lot of children, including special children, love to engage with him because
Hmm.
he requires one treat, and he does a lot of fun tricks for students. So and he allows everyone to pet him, and he's like this cuddly baby.
Hmm.
Leo, on the other hand, is this boisterous, fun-loving a golden retriever. Like most golden retrievers, he loves to play fetch. So
Hmm.
he's like the most active dog. So you can constantly play with him. You walk him. So things like that. And
Even dance.
yes, he dances also.
Even dance. Even dance. Yes.
Yeah, so Leo and Murphy, both of them are simply adorable and perfect therapy dogs because they understand body language very well. So depending on the kind of workshop that I conduct, if it's with children, they behave a certain way. If it's with adults, they behave a certain way because they understand the body language. If they don't want, if people don't like touching dogs, they don't go close to them. They've been
Hmm.
taught to stay away, and
Hmm.
so things like that. So certain precautions we of course take during any therapy session, but then it's very very important to understand the dog and train the dog according to the target
Hmm.
population that you take them to. Yes, so that's Murphy and Leo.
Yeah. So, Murphy and Leo are darlings, and I've met them. Murphy, तो of course, but Leo थोड़ा सा मेरे साथ बनी नहीं थी उसकी. But ठीक है, I'm sure next time. Um, okay, so one very important thing, Purvaja, that is that we've got to discuss the fact how dogs जो बाहर हैं because of the lockdown and everything, how they were being avoided at all costs because people thought that they might actually bring the virus home. So all the street dogs, and we actually had to start initiatives अलग से to feed them. So would you want to like give information relating to that to the audience out there?
Sure. So remember, right now it's a stressful moment for everyone, including the street dogs. The street dogs are, um, I mean, street dogs specifically because they have such a strong interaction with humans. Ever since they are born, they're either they've had good or bad
Hmm.
experiences with humans. So they're the most well socialized, so to say, dogs because they get to see so many people, they get to meet so many people, they get to experience so many surfaces, so many smells. Suddenly, just think about their life where all of this is suddenly gone
Hmm.
overnight. And I mean, obviously, there's no such thing as reasoning in their head. Like, obviously, they must be wondering what's happened. So, the stress
Yeah.
level amongst street dogs certainly would have gone really up. The
Hmm.
other thing that uh, they would be missing out on is food because they have been living on, I mean, scrap that is fed, say street dogs living near a restaurant or a marketplace where people are feeding. Now people are not even interacting as much, so the regular feeders might not be able to go out and feed these dogs regularly.
Hmm.
So because they've not been scavenging for a very very long time, and now places are cleaner than usual, which is good in a way, but places are cleaner than usual, they can't even find food outside. So
Hmm.
yes, it is at this moment, it is very very important that we initiate a process where we go and feed these street dogs, and street animals in general, cows or cats. It's very very important that we keep them in our ecosystem, even
Hmm.
during the lockdown. They play a very very important role in our lives. So
Hmm.
please do that. And like you mentioned about COVID-19, there was some scare in between because of a few stray news items that had come up. But let me clarify, after WHO brought it up and clarified to everyone that pet dogs or pet cats do not carry the virus. So
Hmm.
and including even stray dogs and cats. No animal carries the virus. So that's been made very, very clear. So please, please, please do not abandon your dogs because you think that they
Hmm.
potential carriers of the virus. And please, please make sure that you take care of a few things like hygiene, which I would want to talk about specifically. Like when you take your dog out for a walk, even for 5-10 minutes, when you come back, please do wipe their paws. You can wipe the paws using either plain water, or to be on
Hmm.
the safer side, betadine solution and water mixed, wipe their paws. The other thing that you should do is, if you're not walking the dog on your own, you give the dog to a walker or something like that, you don't know where all the hands have touched, so you would want to wash the leash every time the dog goes out for a walk and comes back. So it's a good habit even otherwise. So even after the
Hmm.
lockdown, it's very good to have like clean paws and clean leash. So
Hmm.
practice. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I think we've got the gist of आज काफी हमने dogs के बारे में बात करी, and I'm really glad finally we did. As a matter of fact, any pets? So guys, I think चीजें और clear होंगी. Okay, so
Don't
we do have
bathe.
one.
Yes, please don't constantly. Sorry, I had to.
Yes, go
Yes,
ahead.
please don't constantly bathe your dogs. It's not important to bathe your dogs. Just wipe their paws and their leash is enough. Bathing your dogs constantly is going to get. I mean, it's not good for your dog at all. So the usual 1 or 2 times a month bathing is good enough. You don't have to bathe your dog. You bathe yourself. I mean, if in case you go out, please come back,
Mm-hmm.
have a shower. That's
Yeah.
important.
Okay, thank you for adding the last point. I think that was really important. Okay, so we do have one last topic, and we're gonna go thoda sa off track. As a mental health practitioner, I'd like to ask you to, tell the audience ki how gratitude can actually be helpful at a times of, pandemic की जो भी situation चल रही है, and might actually help us keep our spirits or, emotional or mental health in balance. So, if you can, yes.
Okay. Gratitude is a huge term. I know it's very
Hmm.
difficult to imbibe something like this on a long term basis, and also especially when you yourself are so scared. What I follow, like, I'm not even going to get into how I'm going to talk about it as a mental health professional, but what I follow every day is something that I had learned when I had been to Italy. There's this person who used to say poco poco, which means little little. So he would say that just be thankful for the little things that you have at the moment. So that's all that I follow. So I take every day individually, and I focus on every day individually. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow,
Hmm.
but today I decide that today is what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to take a good 1 hour long shower, and I'm going to be thankful for the water that's going to fall on me, and that's all that
Yeah.
I do. And that's helped me a lot in terms of um, being generally calmer at this moment, especially when the world is so scary. So I think
Hmm.
every small thing that is happening around us, that is keeping us safe,
Hmm.
something that we should be happy about, including Netflix. So we have Netflix screening. So just watch how many
That's true.
how many people get to do that for such a long time, like 21 days में तो इतनी सारी series हो सकती हैं.
I
So
know अब तो कोई complaint भी नहीं है कि कि time नहीं था, ये series नहीं catch up करी. Now you have all the time in the world, to be honest.
yes,
Um, can you just tell me that word again? That word, poco poco.
Poco Poco is
Poco
little.
poco.
Yes.
Oh wow. I think I'm gonna start using that daily basis पे. I although I'd like to say this one thing. I'd like to add this one thing. I'm really thankful that I met you, in terms of that. I'm always really thankful जब मैं कुछ लोगों से मिलती हूँ whom I learn a lot from, right? And you've been one of them, as a matter of fact. ever since I attended that first workshop, animal assisted therapy ki. And I think you've made me see my dog in a way that I want to love him more. I mean, वो चीज शायद acknowledgement मैं करती नहीं, had it not been for you. In the maybe it was there, but it had to come up, right? So I think because of you, I started loving my dog more, and I think I'm gonna try more things now because of अपनी idea दे दिया 21 days वाला, so I'm definitely gonna follow that, and I'm sure that's gonna help me psychologically also to keep up, इस social isolation or whatever जो भी हम distancing कर रहे हैं. So that's very importantly. And thank you so much, Pooja, for joining us today. And if there's anything else that you want to add before we wind up, so yeah, go ahead.
Thank
Guys,
you
you should
so
follow her. Follow her. Yeah.
Yes, follow my page in case you have pets. It'll help you even during this time, and in case I'm available, you can DM me in case you have any specific queries about dealing with dogs. I mean, I'm always there during the lockdown, and I'm happily available to help all the dogs in the world. But
Hmm.
thank you so much, Tanya. I mean. It's so nice to have a dog trainer today in a platform like this. I know it's kind of unusual to have a dog trainer, animal assisted therapist in a mainstream platform which talks about
Hmm.
mental health. And I'm really, really glad that your initiative is bringing
Hmm.
all of us together. And
Yeah.
that's what I want to say. Thank you
Yeah,
so
that's the
much.
beautiful, yeah, that's Purvaja, that's what the most beautiful part about a platform is कि यहाँ पे सब है, like from artists, like musicians, singers, and then we've got rappers, and then उसके बाद dancers, and then we have mental health practitioners. I mean, you name it, and we have it. It's like that. Dietitian we have, fitness expert, and I think I realized that is how the life is psychology or healing यहीं से हो जाती है when everybody comes together and they connect. And the best part is ki people like you, it's just great to have them here on the platform. Why? Because we're so spirited. And when we see other people also spirited, I think it just multiplies the effect that we have on the platform. So, like a huge thanks to you for being so great. And thanks, Murphy or Leo, for liking my video so much. Yeah, but yes, so it was really nice today to talk to you. Hoping that we'll see you here again. And yeah, guys, and we'll talk a lot about animal assisted therapy also. And if you want to watch a video, so of course, unka page to hai ही है. I also made one video, very cute video, एक बारी. So that's also there. That
Yes, yes,
exists. Yes.
yes. Please
Uh,
do.
yes. Thank you again. Hopefully next time we get to see Murphy and Leo.
Done.
Yeah. So okay, Purusha, you
Bye,
have a nice time.
Tanya.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Stay
everyone.
safe, stay indoors.
Yes.